Welcome back, fellow farmers and friends, to another episode here on Bucks County, PA. And today we got a few things that we're going to get taken care of here around the farm. We had the big harvest in the last episode, so we got a couple straw swaths that we will have to go out and get picked up, get all that stuff put into probably not our silo system, as hopefully in this episode we are going to not only purchase our first production point, but we also are going to look at purchasing our first round of cows. We need to get into the dairy business. We need to start getting some milk made. So we got some grass fields that need harvested. We have straw that needs to be picked up. We need to get some hay so we can make some TMR, keep our cows fed, keep them happy, keep them producing milk for us, so that way we can make good money off the dairy products that they are going to produce for us. If you guys are excited for this episode of Bucks County, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Links for everything for the channel are down in the description below. The Misled Farms Discord, channel membership information, next live stream. Well, again, depending on when this video goes up, the next live stream will have already happened or is happening on Saturday, December 9th. We're going live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see all of you there, or have seen all of you there. Man, it's really weird talking about stuff that's happening in the future. Well, with the intention to get some cows here in this episode, that comes with it the mowing of this big grass field. But as you can see down the lower left-hand corner, our yield is actually already higher than what it was the last time, which is really not going to be like a deal breaker if it were not as high as last time. I feel like we already have a pretty fair amount of grass stored away in our silo system. We're going to have more than enough to throw into the fermenting silo and go ahead and start having some silage made, and then we're going to go ahead. We also need to have some of the grass dried out and turned into hay, all of which we're going to need to feed into our TMR mixer so that we can keep our cows fed. Now, dairy farming is something that I've been wanting to get into for quite a bit of time now. It's been one of the goals that we've talked about in the prior episodes here on Bucks County, is we want to have upwards of about 500 cows. And I figure right now, with everything that we have, the primary harvest season is pretty much done for us here on Bucks County. And the crops that we do have planted, such as the canola field that we did last episode, it's going to be a while before we see a yield for the canola field. So we need some stuff that we can do to keep us busy here in the downtime, as we are closing in on the winter time here on Bucks County. So that is going to be us just kind of running back and forth, taking care of the cows, doing any other sorts of business that we can around the farm, just to keep some money coming in, keep things productive, and then set ourselves up for moving into the springtime in the future. So with that, and speaking of the future, I feel like buying the oil mill production point. We are also going to figure out, we're going to put down the corn oil points. So if you remember that space that had, like, what was it, 7, 8, maybe 9 greenhouses over in it, and we sold all those off, and we said, yeah, later with those, we don't need all of those. We're going to convert that space into where we can put a couple of our own productions down for the gameplay purposes. Shout out to Dr. Rand for kind of keeping me straight here on the corn oil being something I believe is a production mod that is installed, and I just didn't realize that I actually had it installed. So going back, I'm going to take a look here, make sure that we can find the corn oil production point, and hopefully get that put down today. But that also is kind of tying into the fact that I don't want to spend too much money in this episode, because right now we really don't have anything that we can do as far as making money. Our harvest is really over with, it's done. We're sitting on the canola, we're sitting on the sunflowers for when we buy the oil mill production point. We have the corn that we harvested as well that we are going to utilize for the corn oil production, of course. But I want to be able to afford some cows. I'd like to get started with cows at least and have some, but I just don't want to completely break the whole entire bank and spend all of our money trying to get everything set up and running as far as productions and the cows are concerned. Like I said, the ingredients for TMR, we're set. We're pretty much stocked for quite a while on stuff to make TMR. However, cows can get pretty expensive, especially when you're trying to buy 500 of them. So I doubt we're going to buy 500 all at one time in this episode. But nonetheless, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how many cows we can get. I'm hoping for at least 100 cows. Hoping for at least 100, but we'll see how it works out. I'm going to fill the forage wagon with a little bit of grass here out of the silo. That's going to take us just a little while. I'm going to run over here to the cow barn. Let's go ahead and take a look at the price of some of the cows that we're looking to purchase and get running here on the farm. So in order to purchase the 100 cows, yes, I think we are going to just barely miss the mark on purchasing 100 cows, unless we were to purchase some younger cows. But we want cows that are going to be able to start producing milk and then also reproduce, because that's going to decrease our cost over time, because we will be having new calves born on the farm, which will mean we won't have to purchase as many cows in the future. But looking at this, $1,850 for a full-grown cow, $1,100 for a 12-month-old cow that looks like they're able to start producing milk. Yeah, it's gonna be an expensive adventure here, getting stocked up with cows. So we may end up kind of just adjusting the number, and maybe we'll just go with 50 or 75 cows to get us started. Because we also need to keep an eye out. We got to look at the oil mill production point, which I believe is going to run us about $80,000. And then while we're thinking about it, and yep, forage wagon is still loading up over here, let's take a look and see if we cannot find our corn oil production and see how much that is going to cost us as well. Well, the extended oil plant. And this one does corn as well. So I think what we're going to do is actually, instead of purchasing the on-map stock oil mill, I think we're going to go ahead and just pick up the extended oil plant here. That way we're not limited by anything. We can also do soybeans with this. In the event we got into doing olives, which I highly doubt we're going to do olives in this series, but nonetheless, it's there. It's an option. But big thing you see there is corn as well, which is good because we have a pretty decent stock of corn. I won't say we have a lot, 131,000 liters of corn. Not bad whatsoever. We don't have any soybeans, nothing like that. We have 9,800 liters, or 98,000, excuse me, 98,000 liters of wheat. Not that we can use that for oil production or anything like that. But the thing I'm kind of a little hesitant about is I don't see my sunflowers. Now, I think if I recall correctly, I think we've already purchased the oil mill. We sure did. We purchased the oil mill already. Oh boy. That's going to be kind of a bummer, because we're going to lose the 44,000 if we were to sell this production point. So I think what we do is we just let the sunflowers completely run out. We will still put down the extended oil mill here on Bucks County. We'll go ahead and find ourselves a good place to put that down. And then that way we can, next time around, we don't have to really worry about putting the sunflowers over in the regular oil mill. We'll be able to put everything into the same one. We'll sell the one that we purchased in the last episode, and that way the extended oil mill is all we will have. It's all we're going to need to worry about utilizing throughout the rest of our time here on Bucks County. I'm going to go ahead and put all this grass into the fermenting silo, and I need to go over and collect up all of the grass that's currently on the grass field that we just harvested. We'll get this set up. Let's take a look at some of the different things here that we can do with the fermenting silo, in case you guys are just curious as to what you can do. Basically, you can create grass silage, hay silage, and chaff silage. Now, I thought we had put down, and maybe I was mistaken in thinking that we have, we need a grass drying silo, because I believe what we're going to need over here is going to be, yes, we need hay, straw, and silage. Silage of any sort we could put in here realistically, but what we don't have is a grass drying silo system in order to turn our grass into hay. So what we're going to do is take a look for in the hay, the drying shed, and put that down so that way we can convert our grass over to hay. All right, so going to be a little unfortunate, but we're going to have to put our grass drying silo system off-site. There was really no place that I wanted to put it on the farm that wouldn't mess things up and make things look a little strange, a little weird. So we're just going to go ahead and come down here and bum a little territory from the farm store. Now, what I'd really like to find, I'm not sure 100% that this is where those greenhouses were. I want to take another look at the map and see if I can't find out where that was. Maybe if we jump out of the tractor and we do a little flight state, we'll be able to find it. I think it's like right up over here. I think it's just on the other side of the farm shop, if I'm not mistaken. It absolutely was. It was right up over here. So we'll jump back in the tractor. We'll come over here. But what we're going to do while we're right here is I'll show you guys the grass drying silo that we're going to put down, because This is going to work pretty well over here for us. Yes, it's off-site. Yes, it's not really the most preferred method, but we got to do what we got to do. So we're going to slap it in here. What we'll do is we'll kind of try to keep it a little bit up and out of the way just so we have space to do some additional stuff in here if we so choose. I think what we'll do, that's kind of right in the middle, so it doesn't really matter how we position it. We'll go like right about in there with it. Perfect. And that'll be our grass drying silo for the rest of the time that we're here on Bucks County. We'll jump back into our tractor. We'll get over there and deposit everything inside the forage wagon here so we can get the production started on the hay. It's going to go very quickly. I don't think that this fermenting silo, or I should say this grass drying silo, is going to take very long whatsoever to convert all this grass over into hay. And then we'll have 200,000 liters of hay on hand, with probably about 175, 180,000 liters of grass still left over as well too, plus a freshly mown field. Plenty of grass. We got more than enough for what we need to be doing. And all right, as you can see, with our grass all in there, we barely put a dent in the capacity of the grass dryer, and you can see basically as soon as you can put it in there, it starts converting it over to hay. So this is not going to take much time at all before we're going to have 200 whole thousand liters of hay. So we'll have to come back over here and revisit this area, and this will be kind of nice. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. It's a little bit out of the way for us to get over here, but nonetheless, it keeps us from getting the farm too cluttered up and everything just kind of being packed together and just not looking as good as what it could. So I'm okay with it being over here. We're going to get back up to the farm and forage up the rest of the grass that we have on the freshly mown grass field. And then from there, we are going to start taking a look at getting our cows purchased. Now, knowing that we have to spend the $80,000 again for the extended oil mill mod, well, that kind of hurts us just a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. We might just have to wait a little bit longer before we can really get into doing that type of stuff. But it's okay because we will eventually get ourselves there and start producing some corn oil. All right, so we are filling up the rest of the grass out of our silo system here. We picked up about another 60,000 liters off the grass field. We made another trip over to the drying silo for our hay. So the grass field has been completely foraged and picked up. We have about 50,000 liters of grass left in the silo system here that needs to be deposited into the trailer. We should have enough space to get all of it. We may have a couple thousand liters left over in the silo, but that's not going to be too big of a deal for us. Now, the thing I am unsure of, actually, you know what? We need to put grass into, that's right, we need to put grass into the fermenting silo. So we're actually going to take this load of grass here and just dump it over into the fermenting silo. We might not even be able to buy cows in this episode, depending on how long it's going to take us to actually create all of the TMR that's needed. And wow, talk about using up all the available space, 199,672 liters. This forage wagon has 200,000 liter capacity, so very, very close, very efficient nonetheless. But with the grass field completely foraged, I did miss some spots. Yeah, I just didn't really care to pick it up. If I'm being completely honest with you, it'll be okay. It'll be there next time around. But now we're going to have to lime and fertilize the grass field and get that set back up for the next harvest. Let's go ahead and start overloading all of our grass into the fermenting silo here so that we can start making some silage. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the TMR mixture doesn't take too long. I've never used the TMR mixer that we currently have placed down on the map before, so I don't know how long. It's that green one there, the forage mixer. I have no idea how long it's actually going to take us to make TMR. It could be rather quickly, and it could also take us maybe a couple months to have a fair amount of silage lying around. But I will say this. I think this is where Bucks County kind of did us a little bit of a favor. If I am not mistaken, I thought we already had some food in here. We do have 60,000 liters of food already in here. So realistically, if we wanted to purchase some cows right now, we absolutely could, which I think is exactly what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to spend a little bit of money on some cows. Now, I think what we're going to do is go with some Holsteins. Let's just see what we can really get the price ramped up to here. I'm thinking if we do, how much is 25 going to run us? $29,000. We'll do that. We're going to do the heifer for the Holsteins. Cows like grass, hay, and TMR. Additionally, they require water. Good to go there. This breed is used for dairy farming and produces milk. That is exactly what we're looking for them to do. Let's see what the Hereford does for us. Do they also... Nope, sold for profit. Angus, breed is also good. Nope, for profit. We might just be sticking with... let's see, what do we got down here? Nope. What we got down here? Yes, produces milk. Perfect. And I think we're going to go with another 25 of these, which is going to give us 50 cows, which would be good. But then I think we're also going to purchase a bull. They're protectors of the cow herd. Wow. We also might need some male cows as well too. I think we're gonna need some male cows, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of bump that number down just a little bit so we're not spending too much money. We'll do 5 of those. We'll do 1 bull. And then we're gonna come down here and do the same thing. We have, there we go. We'll do 5 of these. Hopefully the bulls don't start, like, wanting to fight one another. That'd be bad. Bad for business. But that gives us 62 cows to start off with. And there they are. Ladies and gentlemen, we have cows on the farm here in Bucks County. I really like it. What I don't like is how our bank account balance looks. We're down to $17,000. Hungry cows. Hungry cows. That one just kind of seems to be, yep, yeah, just go right ahead, just clip right on through that. That's fine. They're very, their frame rate of movement is not very good. I will say that. You look kind of stuck over there. You know what? I'm just gonna close that door. Yeah, we didn't see anything happening over there. Let's take a look and see how our fermenting silo is doing with producing silage. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is going to take us a little bit of time. Now, I could upgrade this, but we don't have enough money, obviously, because we only have $17,000 left in the bank, which is kind of a bummer, but nonetheless, well, actually, no, we got to actually activate it first. Come on, Miss Led, get it together. What's your first day? It's been so long since I put a Bucks County episode out. It feels like it's my first day. Now that we can see we're producing some silage, so that's good to go. By the time I go over and pull the straw off a couple other fields, top the cows off with that straw, put some of it into the silo system, lime and fertilize the grass field, I feel like we're going to have a fair amount of silage collected up at that point, and then we can also head back over to our drying silo and pick up the hay from over there as well. But first, we need to get all this straw around the farm collected up and put into our silo. Well, with our first load of straw off the sunflower field and just a little bit, like one pass off of the cornfield, we're going to go ahead and we are going to tip... Wait a second. Uh-oh. Does this have to be in... Man, don't even tell me that this has to be in bales in order for this to work. It's going to have to be, I know it's going to have to be in bales. It is absolutely going to make us put this in a bale. It sure is. Oh, man. That's kind of rough, actually. I'm not about to lie to you. That's a little rough right there. We're going to go ahead and just put our straw in the silo system for now because... Yeah, we're going to have to probably go back to the drawing board here on this whole TMR thing. At this point now, I feel like we're just kind of, we've wasted a lot of money and a lot of time trying to get it set up here on TMR. So, yeah, just going to have to go back to the drawing board with that. And realistically, I think I'm just going to leave the forage wagon right here. I'm kind of over the whole TMR thing at the moment. Cows currently have 60,000 liters of food, so they're going to be just fine. Plus, we can also use the straw for some other purposes within the cow pen as well. We do have the baler. If push comes to shove, we can bale up some of that stuff, but it's not preferred. I'd like to just have a tip to the ground area and just fill that kind of stuff up. We'll take a look and see what we got. But for now, we need to do is look at our grass field here. And let's go up here. Ooh, our environmental score is up to an 80. That's nice. Like that. Let's see where we are for pH balances on the lime field or on the grass field. Actually, not too bad. Could probably use just a little bit. Fertilization knows where we're going to really get hit. I think it makes sense. We'll go ahead. We do have 14,562 liters of lime currently in the spreader. So we will just top off with maybe about another 5-ish thousand liters, and that should be plenty for the grass field. I would hope that's going to be enough. Lime is just that one thing that we just go through so quickly. It just never ceases to amaze me how fast we go through lime. Well, we got both of the grass and the sunflower field limed out of the, I think it was like 23,000 liters of lime that we took over there, and we still have some left over, which I should probably unload. However, I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we buy a fertilizer spreader the last time around? I'm pretty sure that we did. Let's take a peek in here. I think it's, yes, we did. That is absolutely perfect. I'm a little disappointed in how everything's kind of worked out so far, again, with the TMR type stuff, but you know, we got a long road ahead of us. We're going to be just fine. A lot of different things that we can do leading up to actually getting the cows up and running, getting everything all set up. With that, we're going to go ahead and fill up with some fertilizer there. We're going to go ahead and fertilize the grass field and the grass field only. But yeah, we have a long road ahead. We have plenty of time to do everything. I know, I'm just going to say it now, I know that there's probably some other ways out there. There's some things that I might be doing incorrectly or doing differently than what you would do. And I'll say that's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's perfect. It's going to be okay. We're all going to reach the same end state no matter what. We're just going to take different paths in getting there. But yeah, for right now, I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and fertilize the grass field. We got our cows up and running. We'll go ahead and check on those once we get done with the fertilization here. Trying not to get too much of it over onto the sunflower field. But I guess if we're just going to replant sunflowers there, then it's not really going to hurt it to get a little bit of fertilization right now. Especially with this Kubota here. This Kubota fertilizer spreader is one of my favorites. I don't know why I just don't start using lime in this as well. Actually, I do. I know exactly why I don't use lime in here, and it's because it only does 10,000 liters at a time. And at the rate we go through lime, we need much more than 10,000 liters because we'd be refilling quite a bit. Not the same story with fertilizer, however. As you can see, we're about 60% of the way done with this field, and we just now used our first 1,000 whole liters of fertilizer as we make the turn right here. And we even shared some with the sunflower field and the corn field. Hell, what we'll do, we'll just put a little fertilizer over here in this pond while we're at it too. I mean, the deer like it. That deer is out there walking on water. That's fine. I'm telling you, just don't ask questions when you're in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We'll roll on over to the cow barn and see how all of our friendly cows are doing. See how they're looking on food. I got to imagine they're not going to put a dent in too much of the food. Yeah, it's still showing that they have 60,000 liters of food. It's really weird. This is the second time that one's clipped through the wall. This one over here looks like they're coming back to get stuck, or they're just stuck in another place. It's just weird. I don't know what these cows are doing anymore. But looks like our slurry numbers have gone up. Our health is going up on the cows as well. So it's good. They're looking just fine. Currently have 62 cows, so we're well on our way to our 500. Probably going to be a long road ahead getting there. We do have the sunflowers over at the oil mill that are going to be producing oil, sunflower oil pallets for us. Once we have utilized up all of the sunflowers that are in the oil mill, we will go ahead and sell that production point off and then buy the extended oil mill so that we can go ahead and have our corn oil made. In the next episode, what we need to focus on doing is getting the rest of our straw collected up off the cornfield, and then we need to get both the cornfield and the sunflower field that was previously harvested. We need to get those plowed up and get those ready for their next seeding. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to be a wrap today on the farm here from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Really hope you've enjoyed the episode. And if this video comes up after the live stream has already taken place and I've seen you at the live stream, I really hope you enjoyed yourself there. And if this video does come out prior to the live stream, I hope to see you there so that we can enjoy having you there I appreciate every single one of you that are coming out to support the content, support the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we will catch you in the next episode.